Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please excuse me. I'm just waking up. I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, but I have a word that I just have to share. It's been a minute since I posted a video, but I just have to share this word. I have no earrings on. This is just me, 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? So earlier today, I had a conversation. I was talking to my big brother, and he asked me how I was, and I was like, you know what? And I don't know where this came from. I promise. I said, you know what, big brother? I said, let me tell you how I am. Oh my gosh, let me tell you how I am. Don't know where it came from. I said, I'm at a place in my life where I realized good enough was not and is not enough. Come on. I need somebody to catch this. Like, sometimes in life, we can have something that we have decided was good. And it very well may be good. It may have been good, but when do we get to a place where we realize there's better, there's greater? You know, good is not enough. So, and when I say better, it's not saying that's not a negative thing. It's okay to expect more. It's okay to desire more, right? But sometimes we get to a place where we only know what's good. And so to us, good is great. Come on. We only know what we have experienced or what somebody else has experienced. So our mind doesn't conceive, and our thoughts, aren't able to realize that, wait a minute, there's something that can be greater, and that can be in any area of our lives. It can be food. I'm a foodie. So it can be food. It can be a job. It can be a materialistic item, a car. We can have good. But until we experience greater, we're thinking good is sometimes the best. uh-uh. I think about a scripture, Ephesians 3:20, and it says, now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, meaning that there is greater than we can ask and even think. So if there's greater and God is wanting to do greater, and we know that our minds aren't able to grasp greater because we may not have experienced or seen greater, then isn't it that we need to change sometimes what we're praying for, what we're believing for, knowing that what's in me is not able to grasp on to what's greater for me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We limit ourselves. We place boundaries on ourselves because we don't realize that there's greater than good. There's bigger than what we see as big. Come on, come on, come on. I need you to grasp this, because we need to get to a place where we're changing our mind, we're changing our focus, we're changing our way of thinking. We're changing what we go after. Come on. We're changing what we go after because we know that there is greater, there is better. And if God is able to do that, then why not reach for that? We're limiting. Guess what? If we serve a God who is limitless, why are we placing limits on what we can do, what we can have, what we can perceive? If we serve a God who destroys boundaries, come on, the boundaries that we've placed, the boundaries that we've put up. Come, I need somebody to get this now. Because if we can get this now, then there's no telling how far we'll go. There's no telling how great our thinking can be. There's no telling the business that you have within you that you can just take and go far with. There's no, oh my God, there's no telling how high you can go up on your job. There's no telling what you can have right here in your hand. But because we think that good is good enough, oh my God, I need somebody to hear me. Because we think that good is good enough, when do we get to see better? But it's a blessing because God will break out better on you, and you're like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Let me give you an example. And this is something simple. You may have had the best mac and cheese that you think you could ever have. Oh my gosh, this mac and cheese is the best. This right here, my taste buds are just screaming out for this mac and cheese until your friend come by and say, you got to try this mac and cheese. So that mac and cheese that you thought was so good, you now realize, oh my gosh, there's better. This is on the money right here. And you would have missed out because you didn't know that there was better because you've been eating the same mac and cheese. Come on. How many of us are eating the same things? How many of us are accepting the same things? How many of us are okay with the same things? Another example, another food example. So we know that recently there was a fast food P, let's call it that came out with this sandwich, right? And many people enjoyed fast food C, because I know I did. I didn't get to try fast food P because they sold out before. That's a whole nother message right there. Not being ready for what's greater. That's a whole nother message right there. But we're gonna come back to this one. So when people tried fast food P's chicken sandwich, they were like, oh my gosh, I thought fast food C was good, but this right here is better. This right here is greater. This right here is doing something different. This piece of work is amazing right here. This fast food P, right? So if fast food P had never come out with that chicken sandwich, everybody would have been content with fast food C. Come on now. But now you got people riding and standing in lines for hours looking to try to get fast food pig chicken sandwich. Why? Because they've experienced greater, and they've seen greater, and they've heard about greater. So now they're running to greater. How many of us need to get to the place where we start running for greater? Come on. I feel this in my spirit. How many of us, instead of walking towards good, we can now run towards greater? We can run towards what's better. And that's in our lives in every area. It could be a mate. You may have been blessed with a good mate. But guess what? I'm here to tell you that just maybe God has better. Hey, just maybe God has that person that will open up the door every time and will help you, take your vision to the next level. And just maybe God has, you thought it was good, and it may have been good because it was good. Come on. But what if there's better? Look, what are we missing out on? And this is my question to you right now. What are we missing out on because there are limitations on our mind? There's limitations on our thinking. There's limitations on what we're able to perceive. What if we are missing out on something that is better because we're either content with good? And tell me, look, I'm not telling anybody to go and run off because I'm sitting here saying, hey, good is good, but better might be there. No. Don't. First of all, we got to seek God in all that we do. So let's go there. Okay? But just take the limitations off. I'm here right now and I'm declaring and decreeing for some of you out there that guess what you thought was good is not good enough. And because there is better, we're going to need you to run toward better. We're going to need you to make the effort to do better, to get better, to obtain better, to know that God has great for you. So we declare and we decree that right now, guess what? Your life will change today. Your mind will change today. Your way of thinking will change today. Your heart will change today, knowing that there is great, exceeding abundantly, more than you can ever ask or think, meaning that God knows that we're not able to think. Our mind doesn't wrap around greater sometimes, right? So it's out there for us. And because of that, we're going to reach for it. I just had to share this with you. Good morning. Have a great day. Think better. Think greater. It's there for you. God bless.